Hello and welcome to DM Prep. My name is Ian and I'll be your DM for today. Today we're prepping episode 11 of the Gilded Troll Plays Odyssey of the Dragon Lords entitled The Mithral Mines. So when last we left off, the heroes made their way to the Mithral Mines. They murdered a lot of shit on the way in too. So we've got some stuff going on. Yikes. So they murdered a bunch of stuff. They murdered pretty much all of the lizard folk. I don't know why one of these centaurs has hit points. It's most certainly just dead. I'm gonna spit. Okay, so this is the one over the spit. He's got 0 hit points. He's just fucking... Oh my god, are you shitting me? Why would you do this? Why would you... Who thought this was a good idea? Seriously, who thought that was a good idea? Like, why? Why? Cool, he's dead. He's dead. Hey guys, how's it going? Hi Andy. Hi Angela. Hey Z. Alright, they dead. He's dead. This guy's a little fucked up. So they started making their way into the lizard folk, or the troglodyte tunnels. Orsino just rampaged through all the younglings. Tim felt bad about it until it was revealed that they're literally cooking centaurs. So that's cool. And then they encountered the Troglodyte King. So let's start off by seeing what the Troglodyte King has to say to them. So Great Labors, Mithral Forge. Nope. Troglodyte Caves. That's what I want. So, Area 9, the Troglodyte King. Rough-hewn steps that rise up to the platform at the far end. Platform's a huge troglodyte sitting on a crowed throne. Golden circlet, flanked by 2 others of his kind. Smiles wickedly and addresses you in your language. How dost thou, sweetlings? He's eager to engage them in conversation, even though they just murdered his everyone. And he's like, you know what? I'm like 18 times as smart as them, and I really don't want to deal with them anymore. Z suggested the Goblin King from The Hobbit as an inspiration. The Goblin King's okay, but this guy has a headband of intellect, so I think he's a little bit smarter than the Goblin King. So I kind of want to play him as a insufferable fucking know-it-all, which is to say just play myself. And then... yeah, honestly, like, he's just like, can you just please fucking take me with you and give me someone else to rule? Because these guys suck. I see you killed them all, so that's cool. I'm done with this place anyway, so can I come along? So I don't see this being particularly interesting. He's evil to the core and plans to eat the party no matter the outcome of the game. Here's the problem. There's 3 brutes here, including him, but they're just gonna get slaughtered. Like, there's no universe where they even put up a fight. So, yeah. I don't think that this is... I don't think I want to play this as, oh, he's gonna, like, kill you if you don't do what's riddled. It's just gonna be like, he's just like... Oh, thank God, they're all dead! Can you get rid of these two? I don't want to do that voice. That voice isn't quite right. It's not fat enough. Voice isn't fat enough. How do I get a fatter voice? Wider cheeks. Oh, thank God they're all dead. I hate them. They're so ugly and they smell bad. Yep, that's the voice. That's the voice. The one I used last week was perfect. I don't know the voice I used last week, but I like the one I just used. They're so disgusting. Basically just flatten your tongue out and spread it through your mouth. It's so gross, like, they make so much noise and they smell really bad, and I just want to be out of here. Yeah, I'm just doing, like, pretend my tongue is swollen. That's how I do it. Done. Voice problem. Voice solved. Troglodyte King voice. Pretend your tongue is swollen. Done. Cool. Maybe use some hilariously oversized words that are just wrong. Let's try on word wrap. Okay. Proposing a game of riddles. Yeah. So, honestly, I'm half expecting them to just murder him. Aside from the king's headband, Abimelech carries a single Mithral ingot as a royal scepter. Scepters with 500 gold. It's also a Mithral ingot. Like, that's kind of a big deal. So that's the Troglodytes. So they did joke about jumping in the poop hole. Jump in the poop hole. Which is buried 5 feet under the disgusting muck is a Mithral breastplate, Mithral ringmail, adamantine short sword, and an adamantine spear. None of them radiate magic, which is bullshit. But they are beneath 3 feet of dirt. 3 or more feet of dirt, which means that detect magic can't find them. Dirt, not dirty dirt. 3 feet of wood or dirt. So I'm gonna say that this is equally non-penetrable as dirt. So they're under 5 feet, so they can't see them with detect magic. But if they were to dig 2 feet deep, they would pick up some magic and be like, ooh, cool. Anyone who touches the filth automatically fails in any stealth-based activity until they can have a bath. Wow. So rest of the mines. Let's check it out. So we've got some stuff going on up here. So we've got Area 10. And I know Yasena climbed up. Awakens for petrification 10 minutes after the heroes arrive. So the timer's essentially starting. The timer has started already. So it's been like 1 minute at this point. And, so they have 9 minutes before this thing wakes up and starts tracking them, essentially. So let's take a look at what this character sheet looks like. It's got a bite with disease. And wow, okay. That's some gnarly disease. Unless they just get rid of it, in which case it's not very gnarly. So natural passage breaks into a tunnel. What looks to be dwarven construction. Stone bridge crosses overhead. Narrow 5-foot wide ledge leads up to it. Bridge is apparently guarded by a statue of a large 2-headed dog. Statue is a death dog. Cockatrice pen. Square chamber. It's got a cockatrice and a death dog that running around loose and it attacks heroes. So what does a cockatrice do? Obviously it's got petrification. DC 11 con save versus petrified. Restrain. What is this text? Restrain, repeat the save. 2 fails and petrified. Okay. It's also DC 11, so it's kind of hilariously low. Also, it's so they have to hit you, and then you have to fail, and then you have to fail again. So I don't see any of the players getting petrified. Also, how long did it say the petrification lasts? 24 hours. Okay. But there's a lot of death dogs that are petrified. So we've got 3 of them in here. 1 in here, 1 in here. Barracks. Yep. Storage room. Rotting sacks and broken crates. Massive hall supported by a series of pillars. Oh yeah, this is the one with the big-ass Cerberus corpse. And there's just death dogs just chilling in here. One of the dwarven skeletons wears Mithral chain. That's cool. Ass Cerberus, thanks. Jesse has too many. We have to restore the balance. Jesse has so many. And thank you, Andy. Now I got, oh my god, I have so many too. I have 7 Sheer Inspirations and 7 Nat 20s. But that's nothing compared to Jesse's 22 and 9. Wowza. Yeah, that is kind of insane. Yeah, no one comes anywhere near that. Is that a dog? Oh yeah, that's the ass Cerberus. That's the dog with 3 asses. I have 10. What are you talking about? I have 10. Oh, oh Jesus, more. Nope, you have 10. Wow. Okay, now I have 10 cheerspirations. God damn, Andy. I gotta look at chat more often. Holy shit. So yeah, death dogs. Big old dead Cerberus. 16 looks like another statue that's gonna turn into a death dog. Doesn't say so, but sure. At some point, they're gonna learn to. He has to do that here to preserve the oath of peace. At some point, they're gonna learn. Oh, statue of 2-headed dog. Let's just fucking murder it. Like, just destroy the statue before it can turn back into a dog. They will learn that at some point. I'm guessing probably after this room. So I doubt these 3 will get a chance to attack. Remind me what Petrified does. I think it gives you resistance to all damage. Resistance to all damage. Attack rolls against it have advantage. Yeah, so I'm not gonna make them roll attack rolls if they're just spamming cantrips and melee attacks against things and they have more than a minute to try. Yeah, 10 minutes after they arrive. So Death Hogs awaken 1 at a time every 2 rounds. Okay, so the Deep Shaft. Nothing living here, but there's an ominous feel to it. There's an entrance to the 2nd level 100 feet down, but you have to climb down the sheer face of the shaft, or you can attach some ropes to something. Shaft goes down for a mile, coming increasingly hot for ending in a huge cavern filled with noxious gas. Cool. Falling to the bottom inflicts 20d6 bludgeoning damage, and then you have to... Yeah, Jesus. Spider climbing centaur. Spider climbing centaur would manage that, yeah. They would manage that pretty fucking okay. And he loves to do that, so I see that happening. But Folon might take issue with that. That said, this elevator might not be big enough for all of them. Like, this elevator is a little cramped for the 8 of them, including a large centaur. Yikes. Inside the elevator is a lever to activate it. Once engaged, it begins to descend. Takes 5 rounds to descend. The second round, roll for initiative. On the second round, all heroes must roll for initiative. What? Excuse me? So I'm just going to have them roll initiative immediately, and then yeah, this is gonna get gnarly. So oil is pumped into the room from the mouths of the dragon heads. Roar of flames can be heard from below. Oil continues to be pumped. Initiative 10 of the 4th round. Flames pour through mouths of the dragon heads on the side of the room, igniting the oil. Anyone in the elevator takes 66 fire damage at the end of the 4th round and the 5th round. It's reduced by 2d6 if the oil is blocked before initiative count 10 of round 3, and a further 2d6 if blocked before initiative count 10 of the 2nd round. So that only happens if they don't get the password. That is correct. The password is dragon, and the Troglodyte King knows this. So since we have that, we're gonna essentially say the Troglodyte King wants them to take him with them when they leave, he wants to play a game with them, and if they do the riddles, he will tell them the password to the elevator. Take Oath of Peace. But he's not going to tell them what he will tell them. He's just going to tell them, I have information that will be valuable to you. So I will tell you something very important if you play my game. Yeah, they can play the game. They can play the riddles with them. Let's do the swollen tongue. Thou makest me merry, I am full of pleasure. Let us play a game. What becometh harder to catch, the faster that thou runnest. Yeah.
That's cute. See if we get them all right. I guess. Sure. So yeah, I'm gonna rework this. Essentially, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say that there are 6 dragon heads. That 6 dragon heads in the. Let's say 3 dragon heads. I'm gonna say that there's 3 dragon heads in the elevator, and each round on initiative 10. They each pump in enough oil to do 1d6 damage to everyone in the elevator, and then yeah. So if you block one before initiative 10 of the, well, hang on. So let's say there's. All right. Let's figure this out, because I do want to figure this out. I do want to stick with the same total max possible damage of 12d6. So round 1. Initiative infinity. Dragon heads open. Round 2. Initiative 10. Oil can glugging can be heard from the mouths. Round 2. Initiative 10. Initiative oil pours out. Each head pouring adds 1d6 to fire damage at the end of round 3. Initiative 10. Oil pours out. Each head pouring adds 1d6 to fire damage. Round 4. Initiative 10. Fire pours out. 1d6 fire damage for each head. Fire damage. Round 5. Initiative 10. Fire pours out. Automatic fire damage. And then initiative 0. Fire goes out. Doors open. Bell dings. Yeah, the traps in this module are actually really cool. So the trap can be disabled by speaking the command word at any time, or by jamming the mouths of the dragons, or to prevent the flames from coming through. If the dragon heads are jammed, they glow fiery red, and the heat is intense. So I'm going to say that there's nothing you can do about the fire. The fire always happens. But if there's no... let's say... actually, let's say it's 1d6 fire damage. Like, the room is just going to fill with some fire. Like, nothing you can do about fire. Fire is... So even if you stuff the heads so that oil can't come out, the fire is going to come out. It's just going to burn through whatever you put in. We're gonna do 2d6 fire damage. Now, So I do want the same max of 12d6 possible damage, but I also want... I do want it split up into 2 groups. I also want at least 3 heads. Actually, I'm gonna change this a little bit. So dragon heads' mouths open. Glugging can be heard from the mouths. Elevator trap. When the lever is pulled, doors shut, elevator starts moving. Dragon heads' mouths open. Glugging can be heard from the mouths just immediately, as soon as they pull the lever. So then, in round 1, so in rounds, I kind of want to shorten this to 4 rounds. 2, 3, 4. There's a chance they accidentally stumble on the password with there being dragon heads in the elevator. I mean, the password is dragon in Dwarvish. So when they pull the lever, immediately something is up, and the glugging can be heard coming from the mouths. So then they roll initiative, because there's no reason to roll initiative unless the characters have some reason to feel that they're in danger, we're locked in a tight space, and also there's something happening and we don't know what it is. That's definitely cause for concern. So on initiative 10, oil pours out of some of the dragon's mouths. I actually kind of want it to be on initiative 20. And then, so just oil is pouring into the room in an initiative 20. And then rounds 3 and 4, just fire starts pouring out. Roaring comes from below. Yeah. So everything's on initiative 20 instead of initiative 10, which means that if they're really fast, they can handle it. But it's basically guaranteed that some oil is going to come out. And the only way that I would say that they don't take any fire damage is if they manage to plug all 3 heads with something non-flammable that won't burn up when fire comes up. Like something that's non-flammable and also won't pop out by the force of fire behind it. So if any fire gets into the room, then it doesn't matter how much fire there is. It matters how much oil there is. And since it's going to happen in initiative 20 of round 1, they need to move they would need 3 of them would need to nat 20 their initiative with a positive dex modifier to plug 3 heads in order for that to happen. And then even if there's no oil, I'm going to say that it does 1d6 fire damage to everybody. So that's how I'm going to run that. I think 4 rounds is much better than 5 rounds because it's kind of awkward. It's like on the second round, you have to roll for initiative. Like, what? So elevator starts moving. 6 seconds later, there. That's on initiative count 20. There you go. I will actually move these 2. No, so I don't want to have to move the initiative of the control. I do want that to just be at 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have. So when I run this and roll 20, what I'll do is I will in the turn order I will add dragon heads at round calculation. I don't know what this is. So I'll put dragon heads at 20, and then I'll put control at 0. And then I'll just sort that. And then what control will do is I'll count how many. I'll use that to count how many glugs of oil essentially came out to determine how much damage is happening. So if they do absolutely nothing right, then they're all going to take 12d6 fire damage, but I think it's most likely that they all take either 3d6 or 4d6, I would say. Or, sorry, 4d6 or 66. Because it's very likely that by the end of the first round, they will have plugged all of the heads. But it's only sort of a little bit likely that any of them plug any of the heads before any of them can... Peeks into the chat, slowly watching the stream. Yeah. So, yeah, elevator trap. Cool. Got it. And I think that's it for the upper level. So we can move down to Mithral Forge. So let's check that out. Mithral Mines lower. Trying to learn how D&D works. Well, DM prep might not be the best place to learn how D&D works unless you're planning on DMing, in which case you're in the right place. So this is, I've been DMing for 11, 12 years, something like that. Actually, it's coming up on 12 years because it started in September of 2008. September of 2008 I started DMing. So just about 12 years I've been DMing. DM stands for the Dungeon Master. It's each player is responsible for their one player character. The Dungeon Master is responsible for every other sentient creature in the entire world. And also, all of the inanimate things like doors and walls and stuff like that. So I've been DMing for 12 years, so I've got a lot of experience. Yeah, so Armory. There's a bunch of stuff here. There's Mithral Zephos. That's cool. So technically there's no such thing as a Mithral weapon in 5e, but this book has decided that they exist. And all of the Mithral weapons are +1 weapons. So that's just how that works. Lava pool, 2 death dogs. Cool. They're just chilling. Okay, so lava pool is where it gets really weird. Yeah, doors aren't always inanimate, as we've learned repeatedly in this campaign. They are sometimes mimics. So death dogs, they don't do anything except growl at the heroes. If anyone tries to touch the bronze sphere, the dogs attack. Something is swimming beneath the bubbling magma. Salamander should probably be on the GM layer. Ornate bronze sphere stands close to the lava pool. It's supported by 4 legs as a spout that faces towards the lava. Is there a chandelier in this room, described in this room? Like, this is cool art, but your players learn about those rooms. 2 of my players in the D&D Beyond extension are at sub 20 HP. Oh, I forgot to switch the D&D Beyond expansion. So that's those are actually my Curse of Strahd players, and several of them have been dramatically reduced by vampires. So I'm switching it to the Odyssey group now. Weep. There we go. So yeah. But what's interesting about the elevator trap is that since the damage happens across 2 rounds, even if someone is reduced to 0 hit points, since they have an entire round before anything happens, again, they should be able to heal them back up and at least not die from taking damage again. I don't remember exactly what I said at the end of Curse of Strahd, but I did prep some stuff that'll happen before you rest. Unless you guys are just hilariously stupid, it shouldn't end in combat. So if you already hit the button. Andy and Jay Miller are actually my players for my other game. So I finished prepping that already. So this is my Odyssey of the Dragonlords prep, and they're not in that game. So yeah, I do kick out my players for the game that I'm currently prepping, but I prep both of them in one night, so we swap. So if I recall correctly, it's kind of weird, this room, this lava pool. So the death dogs don't attack unless you touch the sphere. I don't remember what the sphere is. So in the lava pool is the Forgekeeper, a salamander. She swims in the lava pool and is willing to talk to the heroes. I couldn't remember if the Forgekeeper had a gender, so I just said, you know what? I'm just going to say it's a woman. Screw it. And then it is actually female. She explains that the bronze device has been configured to keep her from escaping by blasting the area with cold unless it's disabled. It's designed by the dwarves who originally built the forge. She's aware of the history of the entire place, is willing to share information with the heroes. Promise to disable the sphere. She also knows the password of the elevator. Should she leave the lava pool before the device is deactivated, it makes a clicking noise, and anyone in the room is suddenly struck by the effect of Cone of Cold spell. Yikes. Doesn't say what the save DC is, so I'm just going to say it's DC 15. Every 5 rounds until the bronze device is disabled. Smash the sphere, which, again, explodes cold. Negotiating with the Forgekeeper will bring the attention of the young Cerberus hound in the other room. Hound will enter the room and attack with the death dogs. It's going to have a hard time doing that because the hallways are really narrow. It does have a speed of 50 feet. So let's see. So this is 15. It's 10. This is actually 20, 30, 40. And then at this point, I would say it's not squeezing anymore. So 45 and then 50. So this is as far as it can reach on its first turn without dashing. You definitely want to not have to dash. And then it's got multi-attack plus 12 to hit. Who the fuck made a CR5 with a plus 12 to hit? Yikes. The fuck? And it has legendary actions. Holy shit. Damn. Raging Rolls has contributed channel points to the speed run. Thanks, Raging Rolls. Thanks, Jay Miller. Got lots of contributions. We're getting there. We're at like 31%. We're at 31% of the way there. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. Negotiating with the Forgekeeper. Once Hound will enter the room and attack with the death dogs. So yeah, the death dogs don't do anything until they try to touch the bronze sphere, which will also attract the Cerberus. So I'm going to move these death dogs back. They'll just growl, and the Cerberus pops out, and it's just like, "What up, bitches?" And then attacks. I'm actually going to move them up. I'm going to move them over to here. Thing is, like, I don't see any reason the players wouldn't notice the Cerberus. Seems kind of weird. We're just going to move it here. And then we're going to put rectangle. What in the hell did I just do? Is Fog of War enabled? Is Fog of War enabled here? Dynamic lighting is enabled. So let's turn Fog of War on. There we go. And then I can polygon reveal as necessary. So, party of 6 versus CR5 action economy says it's dead in 3 rounds. Yeah, but it's also got the 2 death dogs on its side as well. And those are CR1. I think it's a reasonable fight. This fight was designed for level 3 to 5. And out of the 3 things my players could do, my players decided to do this last. So they are a little higher level than I think expected. But yeah, she can restart the forge tablet bearing the contract. She must remain for 5 centuries unless the contract the bounder is destroyed. She's willing to restart the forge if she's released from her contract. Oh yeah, this thing is screwed. It is going to hit 99% of its attacks with plus 12 to hit. And it also gets 6 attacks per round, which is insane. But yeah. I don't think it's actually CR5. I think this thing's closer to CR8 or even 9. 6 attacks a round, 21 damage a hit, poisoned. Plus, yeah, like this thing is huge. This thing is gigantic. And it even has 16 AC. Like this thing is somewhere around CR8. This thing is a beast. But it's not going to matter when Alaris and Orsino start throwing out nat 20 guiding bolts for 40 damage apiece. Blast Furnace is guarded by a young Cerberus hound. He's intelligent enough to hold a conversation with the heroes, is he? Is he really? In 8, understands Abyssal but can't speak. Understands Abyssal but can't speak. Excuse me. Yeah. Hound's mother was killed a few years ago by a great beast from the bowels of the earth. Took her place by devouring a half dozen of his brothers and sisters. He is very hungry. He got a bunch of money, including adamantine trident, 6 adamantine javelins. That's neat. Without plus 12, that heat metal would have been devastating. Yeah. Yeah. I was really hoping the heat metal would just be like, no, you don't get to hit us anymore. But that plus 12 was kind of crazy. Which is funny, because that's exactly what Donnie had, was a plus 12. If any of you don't know what I'm talking about, we played a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one-shot. You can check it out on our Twitch VODs or on our YouTube channel. If you don't know where our YouTube channel is, I think we have a social. Yeah, there we go. We got a social link. So you can check out our YouTube catalog. Yeah, check it out. Awakening Forge. Only a Forgekeeper can awaken the Forge. Okay. Tells the heroes await. Slithers down a hole. Lava bubbles from the hole. Anyone past perception 15 or higher hears the Dwarven elevator activating. Multiple levers which can be used to tip a cauldron. So this is just stupid. There's nothing interesting about this. So she awakens the Forge. She's going to awaken the Forge. Lava's going to pour out. The players will have to like avoid like lava being dumped all over the place, and maybe it's just like a dex save versus fire damage. But this is choose 2 spaces on the map. Like, why? Stop. Troglodyte Horde's not going to matter because they already killed them. And then Secret Dock. We got a Secret Dock back here behind the waterfall. And then, yeah. It's behind the waterfall, which is kind of a problem, but that's fine for the Ultros. If they make a deal with the Forgekeeper and discover the docks, they can easily return to the Forge. Forgekeeper will work with Vulcan to make items from any components they bring. Dock is well hidden and has been forgotten for everyone, so it makes a good hiding place for any ship the heroes might have, including the Ultros. Yeah, so I think that's essentially Mithral Mines prep. It is a little awkward, like this interaction with the Salamander, the Death Dogs, and the Cerberus. I think... So my players already know that they need to relight the Forge. So the Cerberus is never going to be able to convince them otherwise. The Cerberus is never going to be able to convince them not to restart the Forge, or the Forgekeeper is lying to them or anything like that. So I'm not even going to bother with that. I think it's literally just going to be Salamander pops out, says, please, destroy the bronze thingamajig. It's keeping me in here. And then as soon as they go to start doing that, the Cerberus shows up and starts attacking. And if they destroy the bronze sphere, it's just gonna like murder the shit out of them with cold damage. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that's about it for prep. So the other thing I had in my notes to prep Scorpius' epic path more. So I've decided that his curse is familial. So the cursed one epic path already says that the curse comes from one of your ancestors. But Scorpius thinks that can't possibly be true, because he turned into a Medusa when he was like 18, 19 or whatever, 16, something like that. So he doesn't think that it's he thinks that he started this curse. And one of the things he's going to learn is that it is actually familial. It's caused by his ancestor. His parents were Medusae, but he didn't know that because they left him as an infant at a monastery. Kind of like a Futurama sort of thing where they're monsters, but they left him in an orphanage because he resembles a human. And essentially the curse is that if they don't pass the rite, they Medusaify, but also they're cursed with... they are also cursed with essentially they're cursed with empathy. They almost always refuse to take part in the rite of passage. So occasionally, someone in his family is able to swallow their feelings and just go along with the rite, which includes killing a giant scorpion who used to be a centaur. But for the most part, the family is just cursed to flee, and then once they flee, they become a Medusa. And the source of the curse. So why are they cursed? Someone pissed off Narcissus. That's basically it. Someone pissed off Narcissus. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much fucking it. So let's look up some stuff about Arisia, see if I can find some more info about that. So New Pantheon is the chapter about Arisia. So Echo is Narcissus's betrothed. She won a hunt that Narcissus he staged a competition to choose a woman worthy of being his wife. The victor was an Oread huntress named Echo. Tragically, she was never able to claim her prize because Queen Calliope became obsessed with Narcissus. She took him captive and fled back to her city. Narcissus has been held in Arisia for 500 years, and the city of Mithral has launched many campaigns to recover the god of beauty without success. Echo. So this is supposed to take place after the main campaign, and then Echo wants to siege Arisia and take back her husband once and for all. Blah 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 blah. So Queen Calliope. What if? What if it was actually Queen Calliope that is Scorpius's ancestor? I think that'd be really neat. And then she's just, yeah. So Queen Helen. So we're gonna look up Helen. Yeah, sure. What is this? Oh, okay. That ain't it. What the hell? Ruler of Arisia is Queen Helen. So the question is, how does oh, that's the art on this token. Cool. How does the throne pass down? Because if it's hereditary, then Queen Helen would have to be related to Queen Calliope, but maybe Queen Calliope is one of those few people that actually managed to complete the rite. So like there's these two different branches of the family, and Scorpius is essentially part of the side that's just too empathetic to go through with the rite, and they keep getting cursed. So yeah, I actually really like that. Scorpius and Queen Helen are both descendants of Queen Calliope. I actually really like that. So I don't think this is going to come up at all during Saturday's session, but I did want to figure this out just so I knew moving forward. So I think that's a really cool idea. So the throne is hereditary, and there's probably been 20 different queens, but basically anytime one of the queens has a child that defects, King Scorpius potentially. That's kind of what I'm setting up, is that he could potentially be the king of Arisia. But first he would have to depose. First he has to break the curse and stop being a Medusa, and then second he would have to depose Queen Helen, and yeah, that might be difficult. So yeah, in the Cursed One epic path. Running the epic paths. In the Cursed One epic path, at one point you meet your original ancestor, who started the curse. Excuse me. When the cursed one reaches Typhon Island, they can leap into the volcanic core. If they have the artifact from the Lotus Witch, they will appear on the ash plains of Hades unharmed. There, the cursed one will find an old man. We're going to change it to an old woman, guarded by a Cerberus hound, which is one of these, I think. He has to solo this shit? Holy fuck. Cerberus says that killing the old man is the only way to end the curse. The old man does not defend himself. Oh, okay, you don't have to kill the Cerberus. Cerberus devours the corpse. All curses on all the cursed one's family members come to an end. The cursed one awakens back on Typhon Island. So, yeah, that, yikes. So he'll have to kill Queen Calliope at some point. And then it's just like, what the fuck? But essentially what I'll be able to do through giving this info out, and essentially he'll be able to learn all this from the Lotus Witch. He'll learn this from the Lotus Witch because she reveals the magic of the curse originates on Typhon Island. Only by going there and diving into its volcanic heart will the cursed one be granted their wish. To do so, they must possess a magic item powerful enough to protect against a fiery death, which she will give them if they answer enough of her riddles, blah, 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 etc. But she will reveal that, that it was Queen Calliope and why the curse exists, because Narcissus cursed the woman who stole him away from his rightful wife, etc., etc., so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm glad I figured that out, and I am definitely officially done with. Actually, I have this file, Dramatis Persona, descendant of Queen Calliope, distant cousin of Queen Helen of Aricia. Queen Calliope. Invoked Narcissus' quiet ire, was cursed. See cursed one. Yeah, so by kidnapping. Entire bloodline was cursed. See cursed one. Yeah, so yeah, Queen Calliope is the reason that Scorpius is cursed, and not himself, in fact. And the curse is essentially just a lot of empathy, and if you don't pass the rite, you become a Medusa. So you need to torture yourself for the rest of your life by ignoring your empathy, and killing one of the giant scorpions of Scorpion Island, or I'm going to torture you and you get to be a Medusa. So like that's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of curse. I dig it. All right, so I think I'm done with this episode of DM Prep. If you guys enjoyed DM Prep, then you'll probably enjoy watching us actually play the session that will come out of this DM Prep, which is on Saturday at 4 p.m. EST, which is our Odyssey of the Dragonlord game. We also do Curse of Strahd at 1 p.m. EST on Sundays, and starting not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that, we will also be playing Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden, DM'd by Andy the Math Magician, who's right here in chat. He just dropped a schedule link, or a schedule command. He's going to be DMing Rime of the Frost Maiden for us, starting Monday, September 21st at 6 p.m. I want to say 6 p.m. Yeah, thanks for being here. And announcement tomorrow night. Whoa, that was loud. That was really loud. Thanks for following Dual Star. One more announcement. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. EST, we're gonna start playing Among Us, which is a neat little social deduction game. Essentially, one or two or maybe a few of you are secretly killers on a spaceship where everyone else is just trying to get it repaired so they can go home. So a bunch of us here at the Gilded Troll are going to play that tomorrow night. So check it out, 6 p.m. EST tomorrow. So thanks for being here, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!